Severe flooding as rain parks itself right over Elizabethtown for a while tonight. Hello, everybody, and thank you very much for staying up late with us after the NBA Finals. I'm Doug Proffitt. First on the night team. As quickly as the torrential rains inundated nearly every part of Elizabethtown, the water receded. The city calling it, though, unprecedented rainfall. Right now, WHAS11 night teams Jose Alonso and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton are in Hardin County. They've been there for a few hours now. And Jose, what have you learned about the floodwaters?
Doug, what we learned about the floodwaters, I spoke with Officer Chris Durham of Elizabethtown Police Department. He said it did recede, and we got here around 10 o'clock, and it was pretty calm. But now this rain is starting to pick up again. I want to show you what we are seeing here specifically. There's still a roadblock here at Poplar Street and Mansell Avenue. So this is something you need to look out for if you're driving down this level. And also look down here. You can see where the water, the track of it was, with some debris here. We see some wood, plastic as well. And if you take a look even further down, it's a little hard to see because this is a dark spot, but there's still water on the road here. And within the residential neighborhood, there's a big puddle of water. We cannot tell how deep that is, but it's creeping up to those houses that are on some little bit of hills. But again, the city of Elizabethtown on social media calling this unprecedented waterfall, impacting the entire city, creeks flooding at some points too. And back to Elizabethtown PD with Officer Durham. He was telling me about how it was a dangerous situation. It has receded, but to keep an open eye, especially if you have to drive tonight, to please avoid it. But want to go ahead and tell you some more of what he had to tell us.
We have had several swiftwater rescues this evening that our fire department had to be involved in. I mean, there's certainly probably significant damage throughout the county. I mean, there's, I know some vehicles that were damaged as a result of the rain, and probably some residents as well.
And again, back here at this intersection, this is Poplar Street with Mansell Avenue, right behind KFC, right next to McKinney Locksmith. This is a dangerous area. Another reason why there was police tape on the other side of this street. Again, was police tape. There's a hill right next to that church, and we've seen cars flying down here and almost getting caught up in that rain, which is dangerous. And one of those cars, unfortunately, did take out that police cross tape. I did alert EPD about that specifically. So hopefully we get back to a better, safer situation again. There's been some swift water rescues that they're reporting as well. But for the most part, they're keeping an eye overnight on what's happening, just in case anything else happens. But stay alert and stay aware. Reporting live in Elizabethtown, Jose Alonso, WHAS 11 night team on your side.
Jose, thank you very much for that live update as we right now are moving into 11:30 p.m. and our chief meteorologist Mallory Schnell warned us about the Hardin County rain in central Kentucky during our 6 o'clock newscast. And Mallory's here now to take that radar back a few hours to show us exactly what happened over Elizabethtown. It just must have hung right over that city.
Yeah, that's right, Doug. So we were tracking this during the 5 and 6 o'clock newscast this evening, and you can see here the radar loop that I have. This is really between about 4 and 8 p.m. And what you're seeing is the dark oranges, the dark reds, the heaviest rainfall. Really the strongest storm I was tracking cut right through Hardin County and right over E-Town, right around that evening commute time. So there were some spots that picked up anywhere between 2 to 5 inches of rainfall in a short period of time. Basically that bullseye right over E-Town tonight. Bigger picture view, of course, all of us got some kind of rain, but these lighter blues in Louisville, much lighter amounts compared to areas that were along and southwest of the parkways here. Hardinsburg, E-Town getting the brunt of it, down to Litchfield as well. And yes, we are tracking a second round of rain tonight, but thankfully no active warnings in place. So those flash flood warnings that we had earlier this evening were allowed to expire, because what we're seeing at this point, steady rainfall, but a lot lighter compared to the heavier rains that we saw earlier in the evening. So this will continue to track from southwest to northeast tonight. Expect some pitter patter on your roof, light rain, maybe a couple of rumbles of thunder, becoming more scattered in nature through tomorrow morning. And once again, we are not done with the rain just yet. We are tracking additional rounds throughout the week, some of which could be strong to severe by Wednesday evening into Wednesday night. We'll talk much more about that weather impact coming up in our 7-day forecast. Doug.
All right, Mallory, thanks for the heads up about that. Now, also tonight, happening news since 6 o'clock. Louisville Metro Councilmember Donna Purvis invited people to the Portland neighborhood tonight to take a look at plans to fix a dangerous stretch of roadway this evening. Now, this is what we're talking about. It's the intersection of Portland Avenue and Northwestern Parkway at 33rd Street. Metro Public Works addressing an increase in traffic crashes. WHAS11 News has reported on this very area before. Most recently, when a man allegedly drove drunk through the intersection, driving through yards until he hit a fence, killing the passenger in the car. Some of the fixes in consideration include adding bike lanes to narrow the streets, making the streets two-way, or adding street parking on either side. Metro Council's Donna Purvis and Public Works there tonight for the meeting, but part of Northwestern Parkway is also owned by the state of Kentucky. So whatever changes need to be made, KYTC has a say. Residents feel this will take too long and they need help now.
Recently, a car came up on the sidewalk, hit my embankment, went airborne in the air and landed next to a tree, 3 doors down. And he survived. It was a miracle.
Northwestern Parkway, part of it is a state road. And I know they have to get the state's input. But if that's the case, then the state needs to come to our next meeting and explain what we can and what we cannot do.
Metro Public Works said they will follow up with the public's input in 2 to 3 months, where they do hope that a KYTC representative will also be there to answer additional questions. New information tonight, a teenage boy will be tried as an adult for alleged sexual assault on a Jennings County, Indiana school bus. 15-year-old Landon Doty made his initial appearance in court today. Here's our Indianapolis station from inside the courtroom.
Landon Doty faces 11 felony charges, including 4 counts of rape. The Jennings County prosecutor says that investigators reviewed over 300 hours of school bus security video recorded between February and April. He says beyond the charges, there are hundreds of inappropriate touchings and other misconduct by Doty against a 7-year-old boy with autism that Doty sat next to at the back of a Jennings County school bus. Not specifically this bus.
What makes this the most egregious is the victim in this case is a 7-year-old handicapped boy that is nonverbal, and he can't help himself.
The judge set bail at $250,000 surety bond or $25,000 cash. Doty has been moved from a juvenile detention center to the Jennings County Jail. Doty's next court date is August 15th. His trial is scheduled for October.
Court records say that Doty is of normal intelligence and a good student who had some behavior issues while at school. He is now being held at the Jennings County Jail on a $250,000 surety bond or $25,000 cash. In southern Indiana, a similar case is also making its way through the Clark County, Indiana courts. A family is suing the Clark County, Indiana school system after they say their special needs child was assaulted on a school bus. Attorneys for the family, Larry Wilder and Zach Stewart, said that the school corporation failed to safeguard that student. Greater Clark County Schools told WHAS11 News they have no comment and will not discuss any pending litigation. Louisville Metro Police releasing the emergency calls that came in from the fiery semi crash on I-65 just off the bridge that stopped traffic Friday morning.
It's on fire.
Yes, and there is a guy trapped inside of it right now, and there is no way for him to get out. Like, it is engulfed in flames.
But he did escape, thankfully, the driver. That is just one of the many 911 calls about that semi. As it was hanging right off the side of I-65, the driver jumped clear of the semi to safety before it came crashing down below on I-64. Here's another call that 911 operators received.
Is this a semi that drove over the overpass?
Yes, it is, and there's nothing left of it. He's done burned up.
Okay. Is the driver out of the car?
Yes, I got him right here, and he needs an ambulance.
All right. Yeah, it looks like a few other people called about it, and police, fire, and EMS are all on the way.
This, by the way, marks the 4th semi-crash in this very area in less than 2 months. Today, the Kentucky governor expressing concern, saying the state is looking into more ways to make the interstate safe, like adding epoxy to that surface there as they come right off the bridge, especially in rainy weather. Mayor Craig Greenberg says people need to use caution in that area of I-65 as well. Brand new happening tonight. Another locally owned coffee shop in Louisville has joined the union. Tonight the vote was counted and it was unanimous at Quills.
Louisville is a union town. Get up, get down. Louisville is a union town.
Employees chanting there, gathering outside the Quills location on East Main Street, which is located inside an historic city firehouse. The new contract impacts a total of 60 employees. It gives Quills coffee house workers things like health insurance, paid family leave, and of course, immediate pay raises.
Now, some baristas who have been here for more than 2 years will go from $11 per hour to $14 per hour base pay in a matter of a couple weeks. Our wages, they were stagnant. They were stagnant for a long time, but now we're moving in the right direction.
The union vote was also supported by the founder of Quills, Nathan Quillo. He said in a statement that he was grateful to the baristas for their collaboration and positive approach to organizing. Quills opened in 2007 in Louisville and now has 8 locations. Former U of L basketball star Russ Smith has pleaded not guilty to DUI and reckless driving charges. Smith then posted on social media about his next court date. Well-known attorney Steve Romines appeared in court this morning for Smith to enter the not guilty plea.
Russ Smith.
Judge Steve Romines for the defense. Will wait for him arraignment and plead not guilty.
Pleading not guilty there. Smith was arrested back in June 8th in the Highlands. An officer says he saw him make an illegal U-turn and also went onto a crosswalk in his Maserati. Police say he had expired plates. Today, Smith posted his next court date, August 12th, by showing this photo from the office of Steve Romines, who famously represented pro golfer Scotty Scheffler when he was arrested outside Valhalla at the PGA Championship. Scheffler autographed a 2024 Masters flag that says right there, "To Steve, thanks for bailing me out." Russ Smith is out of jail on bond.